What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 26th day of July, and here we are at about 1.5 cents, just above there. Man, we've had a very turbulent week, to say the least, right? Very boring at the top here for about a week, and then just dropped right through the floor. 22 hours, 48 minutes left in this day. Nice nice bottoming candle that we formed yesterday. Doesn't mean that that is the low. It very well could be. But at this point in time, I'm definitely under that impression. I mean, if we look at this here, taking these lows into account, connecting those lows there, we barely missed that trend line there. And on Coinbase, I'm pretty sure we actually did hit this trend line. Let me get this, shave it up a little bit more. But we barely missed it there. I think that's a bullish thing, not a bearish thing, you guys. What I mean by that is I think it's more bullish. Some people might look at that and be like, oh, so we inevitably will have to touch this. No. I think that because we skimmed it and we didn't actually hit it, that's called a partial decline. You can look it up. What is a partial decline? And that's effectively, essentially what that is where you reach for a trend line. You can't hit it because there's too much demand at that level, and too much demand is a bullish thing. Or even if it's not too much demand, it could be not enough pressure to the selling effect, right? Maybe it's either way, or maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But however you want to look at it, I do think that this was a low point. I do think that that was an area to find support. It's very possible that we could go lower, so don't get your feelings hurt if 1.48 cents doesn't hold. But I feel pretty confident, at least at this point in time, calling for that to be the low. We did bounce off our golden ratio there after all, so I think it's good. Good is good. And if we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, let's see here. 1 hour time frame, 46 minutes, 34 seconds left. Fresh hour here. MACD looks like it wants to cross up. You've got some bullish momentum building. You might find some resistance momentarily. Maybe we do come down back to like 1.5 cents. We're at 1.55 right now. Maybe we come down a little bit, but again, I don't think that we go below that low. If we were going to go below that low, we would have done it already, but we formed a double bottom. Had some bullish divergence. We've got a nice little uptrend in the 1 hour RSI forming here. Stochastics are getting overbought. The MACD looks like it does want to cross above that zero, but if we're finding a little turbulence to start off this day, don't be too concerned with that. Okay, it's okay if we move down a little bit to start the day, but maybe we don't. Maybe we just move up. But looking at how many drives of bullish momentum building we have right now on the MACD, and this kind of slowdown that we've had over the past 4 hours, I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled back a little bit. And again, at this point in time, I'm not expecting that we go lower, but even if we go lower, it's okay. It's really okay. We'd probably go just a little bit lower if we were to go lower at all, and that's fine. I doubt that we go below like 1.44 cents, maybe a little bit even below there. Let's see. Hold on. Let's just check this out. Maybe on the daily time frame. We'll zoom back out to the 4 hour, or zoom into the 4 hour in just a second. Low to high here. Yeah, maybe 1.37 cents. 1.3 cents at the absolute lowest, but I like 1.44 if we were to go lower at all. It'd be something very insignificant to the downside. But again, I'm not calling for us to go down by saying that. I'm just saying if we were to go down and I'm wrong, that's what you would look for, okay? Going a little bit lower would build some bullish divergence in the MACD, further the divergence that we have in the stochastics and the RSI. I think the RSI looks ready to rip to the upside. I mean, that's a good formation there. Along with this here, it looks like you're slowing down and ready to turn a corner here. MACD looks like it's ready to move up. Once we get that to cross above the zero, I mean, the last time we had the oscillators cross above the zero, it was a fantastic little pump. And I think that we'll see that same thing happen here going into the end of the month and into August. All in all, guys, not a whole lot's changed. I very much do believe that we're going to see higher targets in a very short amount of time. Little hiccup along the way, but even up here, we were talking about this, right? We were talking about maybe not exactly this move to the downside. That's not what I was expecting to happen, but talking about how on the path to 26 to 32 cents, which is ultimately where we're going, likely by the end of August. If not, maybe. I mean, I would think by the end of August, yeah. It could happen that it takes a longer amount of time to get there, but I would think that by the end of August, especially with how fast this thing moves when it wants to move, I would think that that's very doable. We were talking about how there will be multiple 40% drops or larger drops than that on the way. This is not even a 25% drop from this relative high to low here. So this is very minor stuff in comparison to what we have coming in the near future here. So just prepare yourselves. Understand, guys, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If anybody's shaking out here, or if you were close to selling because it's scary, but it held up just enough so it prevented you from selling, understand that there will only be bigger drops as we start to pump more, right? We'll be all the way up at 8 cents and it'll drop, or maybe 10 cents, and it'll drop all the way back down to 5 cents. You'll be like, I should have sold. What was I thinking? I'm going to sell now before it goes lower. And then right whenever you sell, that's whenever it pumps. So just don't make those silly mistakes. Hold. The drops are going to be tenacious. You have to be more tenacious and convicted. And that's why we do our own research. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but do your own research. Look into this project, see what it's about. Tell me if it captivates you the way that it's captivated me. I think that this thing has a lot going for it. And as far as DeFi protocols go, this is one of 2 protocols that I think is actually like very interesting in the markets right now. You know, the only other one is Syrup. Compound is kind of interesting too. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know. I mean, Compound could be a sleeper, man. I do own some Compound as well. I like DeFi projects, man. Out of my portfolio, I'm more diversified in DeFi than I am in anything else. But I think XCN and Syrup, Maple Finance, I think those stand out the most. And Syrup has definitely been standing out the past couple of days with some massive pumps. A little bit. It's the most down today, but that's what you get. You know, if you move up, you move up a lot, you're gonna move down a lot. That's just how it is. And back to that whole thought of when we move up, there will be shakeouts, right, along the way. It's not just going to be a smooth, easy ride. We look back at this moment in history back here as if it was the easiest thing ever. But there were a lot of people, smart people, that sold in this area that did not hold all the way through. There were people that sold here, you know. The smart ones sold at the top. Even if you did sell here, though, if you just executed properly, you could have bought back at that price and then had a redo, you know, a do-over. And at this point in time here, you're essentially guaranteed higher prices than that even. So like it's really not a big deal. But I don't know, man. I'm rambling at this point in time, so I'm going to end the video there. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We've got a lot of growth to go in a very short amount of time. Stochastics, look at that, man. They're ready. They're not quite crossed yet, but we're in that oversold zone. We're looking like we want to cross. We got these higher lows coming in. It's nice. The RSI is right here at this area that we found support at before. MACD skimming the 0. Nice area to find support on. I think that we're going to be moving up in a matter of days, certainly by the end of this month, and then going into August, things should be rather spectacular. So that's all I got. Take care. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye-bye.